Today, we're going to explore a trading philosophy that pretty much turns everything we've been taught on its head. It's a method that really challenges what you think you know about making money in the stock market, and it all kicks off with one simple question. I mean, seriously, have you? Is your portfolio just sitting there, kind of gathering dust? Or maybe you've just walked away from the market completely, fed up with the crazy swings and the feeling that you just can't predict it. If any of that sounds familiar, trust me, you're not alone. If you've ever thought that trying to predict the market feels like a total gambler's game, you're actually way ahead of the curve. Do you think all that hype about AI and these super complex algorithms is just a bluff? Well, that's not being cynical. That's being smart. But that very smart skepticism, well, it often leads to what we call the trader's dilemma.
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's break down exactly why so many people get so frustrated that they just leave. It really boils down to a few core beliefs that feel completely true when you're in the thick of it.
Do any of these ring a bell? That feeling that it's all just one big casino, that the system is rigged for the big money players, or that it's being manipulated every single day? These are the exact thoughts that make people either let their portfolios go completely idle for years or just cash out and walk away for good. And right here, this is where our whole perspective is about to shift. Because buried under all that frustration and all that, very valid skepticism, there is a fundamental truth about trading that most of us just completely overlook. And it's a truth that changes the entire game. Look, this isn't some weird fringe theory. It's actually an open secret among the most successful people in the market. They all operate on a principle that is the absolute opposite of what most of us have been taught to do. So here's the big idea. What if the goal was never about hitting these huge home runs and trying to squeeze every last drop of profit from a trade? What if the real purpose of trading, when you do it right, is actually about minimizing your risk? That one little shift in your mindset, well, it's the foundation for everything that follows. And hey, don't just take my word for it. We're about to look at a few quotes from some of the sharpest minds in trading, and you're going to notice something. They're all saying the exact same thing. There's no crystal ball, no magic formula, just one powerful shared idea. It all starts right here with this one massive distinction: reacting versus predicting. See, the goal isn't to guess what the market is going to do tomorrow. It's to respond in a systematic way to what it's doing right now. This just brilliantly shows how useless it is to try and fight the trend. The market is what it is. You can't force it to match your predictions. The only winning move: respect its direction and just move with it. Forget the news. Forget all the speculation. Forget what you think a stock should be worth. The price, right here, right now, that is the only piece of information that is undeniably true and something you can actually act on. And there you have it. The reason so many of us lose money isn't because the market is irrational or crazy. It's because our personal opinions and our predictions about that market are flawed. The market is just the market. And this just ties it all together perfectly, doesn't it? It's a direct command to shift our entire approach. Stop trying to be a fortune teller and start being a responder. This shared wisdom is the bedrock of a completely new way of thinking. So, taking this expert consensus to heart, a whole new strategy was developed. It was built from the ground up on this principle of reaction, not prediction. It's all about stripping away all the noise and just focusing on what actually matters. This really lays out the two paths so clearly. On the left, you've got the old way, trying to predict the future with these super complex charts, candlesticks, Bollinger Bands, all that stuff that's basically trickery disguised as pseudomath. And on the right, you have the new way, reacting to what's happening now, using simple, rules-based math, which gives you clarity and leads to a much more stress-free way of trading. And that's really the beauty of it all. This isn't about some secret algorithm or needing a PhD in finance to understand it. The whole system is built on basic mathematical principles. It's about getting rid of all that unnecessary complexity so we can get rid of the stress. So what does this all actually mean for you, for the individual trader? What does a reactive, less stressful method really promise to deliver? Well, it all comes down to a few key promises. But first, let's just remember why this is so important. A staggering 70% of active traders lose money. And why? Because they're stuck in that old way of doing things, trying to predict something that is, by its very nature, unpredictable. A new approach isn't just a nice idea, it's an absolute necessity. So here's the goal of this new method. First, to have a clear, simple plan for every single order you place, whether you're buying or selling. Second, to give you a strategy where every step you take is deliberate and planned, which gets rid of that awful feeling of second-guessing yourself. And what's the end result? A lot less market stress, because you finally have a clear system to follow. Of course, the absolute best way to really get this is to see it in action. There are resources out there that can show you exactly how this philosophy is put into practice, and I promise you, it can completely change the way you see the market. So I'll just leave you with this one question. After all the years of trying to predict, of feeling stressed out and uncertain, are you ready to finally stop guessing and start reacting? It might just be the most important shift you ever make in your entire financial life.